This is the Cool Photo Tools Podcast, episode number 79, August 8th, 2016.
Are you sick of trying to learn all the new photo software? Are you tired of hearing about the next big thing in photography? Well, neither are we. Welcome to Cool Photo Tools with Jay Piersdorf and Rhonda Spencer.
Today's program is brought to you by Skillshare. For a limited time, get 3 months of Skillshare Premium for just 99 cents. Anyone can take an online class, watch video lessons, and create projects. Over 4,000 premium classes. Go to coolphototools.com/Skillshare for your discount code. That's coolphototools.com/Skillshare. Good morning, cool heads.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Good morning. Good morning.
Behind me is Rhonda Spencer in the studio.
Yes.
My name is Jay Piersdorf, and this is the Cool Photo Tools Podcast, where we talk about everything relating to photography and whatever happens to interest us at the moment.
At the time. You never know what it is.
That's true. So I'm just going to kick this off this morning as we're on a roll here. We got a lot of stuff to get through because last week we had a bunch of stuff and didn't get through it. So I saved it up for this week, and I'm going to talk twice as fast today or something. So,
Okay.
first thing up, did you see this? This was on petapixel.com, and I've seen this on a few other websites, but they always do a nice job of coverage. So when I put it on the screen here, you can get it. This is a new TV show that is that they're some websites say they're going to do this, other websites say we're still talking about it, but it is called the Top Photographer, or some of them say Master of Photography TV show, set to kick off over in Europe. The U.S. will be spared. Thankfully. Whew, that was close.
We won't get to see it?
Woo, we've had some pretty close calls here. But probably we will. Now after they film it, they'll be farming it out to franchise it or what do they syndicate it. So yeah, it'll probably come up. If they do this, it'll probably come up eventually. But this is really fraught with problems. They're going to do like a TV game show, on who's the best photographer. Well, nobody can really make that decision, as far as...
Jay won't even enter contests. He wouldn't go on the show.
Yeah, because if I entered the best photo and they didn't pick it, then I would be like, well, these guys are baloney. This is bunk,
You'd be hurt.
Well, I wouldn't be hurt. I would just, I would be, my skepticism would be validated, shall I just say. Anyway, so this particular one, Nigel Barker is the English fashion photographer and TV personality who's reported to be a judge on this, and I don't know. Here's they've got some YouTube stuff on this. We're going to link all this stuff in the show notes. Go to coolphototools.com, and you can take a look at how are they going to judge this. It's art. It's just like, who is the best artist? Renoir.
You know what though? As people who like cameras, we'd watch it just to see what the heck it is.
Degas.
We'd just be looking just to see what technique is that guy using. What is he doing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, I suppose it's just going to be entertainment, but...
if we watch Real Housewives, believe me, we will watch this.
Well, it's true. It probably can't be worse than some of the stuff that's already
That's
on there.
I'm just saying. I can see us all sitting there going, what camera is he using? What lens is that?
Who was it, George Carlin, that used to say, the thing that he hated about TV was that you couldn't adjust, you couldn't turn the intelligence up.
That's true.
There was a control on there for brightness, but it didn't work.
Never thought about that the control brightness was for intelligence.
Yeah,
there you
it's
go.
Not. No, it isn't. So. All right, go ahead. Before we get on this big soapbox, let's just go to the next thing we got here.
All right. So me and bags. Well, and camera bags.
Oh, camera bags.
Camera bags.
What?
I thought I'd better
where are we going with that?
Finish this one up. So Think Tank.
You do like camera bags.
I do
you
like
have
camera
a collection.
bags. Well,
you probably have more camera bags than I have studio strobes.
I'm telling you, it's kind of a girly thing. Us girls, we have to have purses, and we like bags. And this is a nice camera bag. I like it.
So what are we looking at here for those
We are
people that are
looking
not
at
watching
a
YouTube?
think tank, and it's a small shoulder bag for DSLR cameras, mirrorless systems, and it can hold an 8-inch tablet. Of course, it's designed on the inside. If you're looking, you can see that it's designed to be able to hold a camera and probably a small lens, although I think that you probably could take a long lens and stand it the other way.
So Think Tank is a highly respected camera bag manufacturer,
Yes.
and this is their. This is kind of a small bag. This is
Yes.
over a shoulder bag.
This is like a shoulder bag. As
Nice color.
opposed
I like
to-
that. It's a nice desert color.
I do like the color.
Sandstone. Because in the desert, everything eventually gets
Turns
that
this color.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the color of our dirt.
Put your bag down and it turns this color.
Sandstone. Yeah. So I like
And
that.
it's a nice shoulder. It doesn't look too girly.
And we're looking at it on Adorama.com, which is a good reseller
Yeah.
for those kind of stuff.
Like I said, and it doesn't look too girly. It's like can
No,
be
no,
a
here's a-
guy's bag
Yeah,
too.
it's, for those of you that are worried about that sort of thing.
Yeah.
$155.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I know, not really. If you looked at some of the girl stuff, it starts at like $250 and goes higher.
Well,
So-
yeah, and Think Tank generally is a little higher, in the.
well,
prices that they
sometimes you pay
charge.
for the quality that you're going to get.
Well, yeah, if you're paying for more quality,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
I'm okay
And this
with
looks
that.
like, look at that. Looks like it's very well made, so that you're not going to lose your camera. Very important.
Okay.
Inside. Let's look at the inside here. See? Nice padded. Yeah. I think it would work.
So, last week we were talking about a website that colorized black and white photos.
Yes.
Well, there's another one besides that. And this is a website called colorize-it.com. And this comes to us from Popular Photography. And I'm just going to show you the thing here. And it looks like there's an algorithm that has come out that's available to use. So everybody's been trying this. And so, you can give it a black and white photo, and you can
Colorize it.
Yeah, and you can see here, this is a small boy jumping over a puddle with some blue sky, some green grass on both sides, and interestingly, it's just missed it. Here it's not very good at tracking the details. The part of his elbow is flesh colored, his face is flesh colored, and one hand is forest green, and the other hand is kind of lime green.
That's
So
kind of close.
yeah, the other one that you did, at least the examples they showed us,
Yeah.
I thought were a little better. And here it's like, really, what happened here? This completely misidentified that there was a person standing on this rock, and just left that part black and white. I don't know what that is. I'm not going
to try it.
I'm not colorizing that. So I think there's a little more work to do here. And this is the original color shot for comparison. So they took a color shot and they black and whiteized it.
Oh, and
then
tried
they-
to see how well it
yeah,
would actually
and tossed
pick
it
it
in there and see how it did. And but back in the day, when we hand tinted a lot of photographs, there was, this type of an image. There was different levels of colorization that you could get. There was an artist that painted them on black and white sepia tone photo using transparent oil color. You can still buy these. A company called Marshall Oil.
Wow. That had to
makes
take
them.
a long time.
Well, if you paid money, they would take a long time. If it was, you could also order it quick and dirty, which is what this kind of reminds me of, where they didn't take very long at all.
Just
kind of
flash the
slapped
colors on
around
and
there
it's like, good.
Yeah, it's like, there's some color on there. What do you want? I mean, come on, this is, various prices. All right, Rhonda, let's see what's on your screen.
Okie doke. WD, My Cloud. They've got a 4-bay server for home use.
And now this is a server.
Yes.
For a computer server.
It is for your home computer where you've got...
So what do you actually do with a server, Rhonda?
What do you do? Well, it makes it so that everybody in your household can store their stuff
So this is
on one hard drive and be
Okay.
able to pull it back and forth. But
All right.
the difference being with the My Cloud on this, you can actually do it over the internet, which makes it a little bit different. So,
Okay,
so you can access it. Say you're at work and you want to access your hard drives at home.
So if you had files like photographs, digital photographs, you had a bunch of them, and you needed to access them from different computers in your home, or maybe through the internet when you were on location, then this Western Digital My Cloud server might be a solution for you. And this is, does this come with the hard drives in it? Or
Yes,
is they,
that's why it's so expensive.
Okay.
It comes with the 4,
and
8,
how much is this?
$1,600.
Ouch.
Actually, $1,650.
Okay,
yeah.
so you got to be really serious about storing and making these pictures available. This is probably, if you have a small business, I don't know that too many home users, maybe
Depends on how much you're into your
Photographers.
photography.
or how you need to access those
Exactly.
from a distant location. I want that changes, because you could just, get some of those like a 4 terabyte backup, 5 terabyte USB drives, and back them up to that and pack that around with you.
Yes, but
so-
the other thing on this is that, say you have several people within your household.
Okay, so you've got maybe a team of photographers using this from an office
that
would be my guess.
Either that, or you have a lot of people in your household that are all storing to their hard drives. This would make it where you have one central hard drive that everyone can store to, so that you're not having to load up your computers.
Okay. Well, I've got coming up right here. Have you seen this this software tool called Photo Mechanic? Okay. Well, Photo Mechanic is it's kind of a Lightroom. It does a lot of things that Lightroom does, but it the thing that probably is the most impressive, at least the thing that sticks out, is how quickly it lets you examine your raw files. And typically in Lightroom, when I bring files into Lightroom, it's I go through and I try to find the ones where the subject is sharp.
Right.
If the subject is not sharp, then that gets marked for deletion, because I'm not anything to do with that
why
one,
are you going
right?
to keep?
Yeah. So, but in Lightroom, when you step through a couple hundred photos, you click to the next photo, and you see the thumbnail, and then it takes a couple of seconds, depending on how fast your computer or hard drive system is, before it sharpens up, before you can get full resolution to go, oh yeah, that's not, yeah, that one's sharp. I nailed that one. No, camera movement, clearly defective camera, and so on. But anyway, Photo Mechanic promises to display those raw files to you almost instantaneously, so you can step through them very, very quickly and see the quality of what your image is. Now, if you did a lot of photography stuff, this could be a big, big time saver.
Well, yeah, because then, even doing with weddings, like you have so many images that you have to go through, could save you a bunch of time.
Yeah. And they do have, this is from camerabits.com, and there is a trial version that you can download and take a look at these. And so that might be really well worth your while if you do have a lot of photos you have to work your way through, or if you're just looking for an alternative program to Lightroom, don't want to use Lightroom. Also notice it doesn't have, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think there's no catalog in it like Lightroom. It just writes XMP files, which are little sidecar files. So it doesn't actually mess with your original files, and then doesn't require you to try to wrestle a catalog. So for those of you that haven't used Lightroom, one of the biggest, how shall we say, disappointments of Lightroom is that if you want to move your photos around, you have to try to move the catalog with them. A catalog is a big file where it keeps track of everything that it's done and all your pictures and whatnot. And if you move
Is that a
pictures,
space eater?
it's not so much that it's a space eater, it's an inconvenience, because there's not a good way to just say, okay, we're just going to store the catalog with the pictures here, and when you open it up on a new computer from your USB drive, we'll find the catalog and we'll use it. No, it's like, what? Where are we? It could be done, but it is not easy. So this provides an alternative for that. Maybe they'll fix that in the next couple of versions of Lightroom. I don't know.
You can't look at what I'm doing right now because I'm installing software.
You're installing software? We got a podcast going on here.
Well,
and Rhonda's installing software.
Because I wanted to show this. The best way to do this is to show this particular software. This was really, 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 really good. Because when you said it reminded me. And the only way to really show how well this is to actually see it.
Okay, well, I'll just go ahead and let you do this for a minute, because I can talk about my next thing here.
Okay.
All right. So next up here is from petapixel.com, and Petapixel has this article on there, and the article is basically is a full frame camera really worth it? And they're comparing the Nikon D610 versus the D7100 in a real-world test. But this would also apply to any APS-C sensor, or what we call a crop sensor camera, versus a full-frame camera. And so if you can go ahead, and I'll link to this article in the show notes here. And essentially, what they're talking about with a full-frame camera is that you have a sensor that is the same size as 35 millimeter film used to be. What we call a crop sensor camera, the sensor is about 75% of what the full frame was. So you have a crop factor of 1.5 times that, to try to get the equivalent lenses are. So this is not new. This has been around a while. Full frame sensor cameras cost more than crop sensor cameras, as you might expect.
Right.
And so if you want to kind of cut to the chase down here, besides the obvious that your lenses do different things because of the crop sensor, one lens you're going to use probably different lenses for different things. The bottom line is that the reason to own a full frame camera, and it's not even really quality anymore. It used to be that like, oh yeah, a bigger sensor means a lot more quality. Not so much that as the fact you have control over your depth of field with a full frame camera. So in other words, if you need to make pictures that have very shallow depth of field, which is a very narrow focus zone, that your subject is in focus, what's in front of it is blurry, what's behind it is blurry, it's a lot easier to do with a large sensor or full frame sensor camera than it is a crop sensor camera. Mm-hmm. And if you take that right down to the tiniest sensor cameras, which are camera phones, it's very, very obvious that you have a huge amount of depth of field. It's very difficult to get selective focus with a tiny sensor. So if you need the selective focus, like professional photographers like for portraits.
And I don't think people actually really understand why their cell phone does that. That's a good explanation.
Yeah, and it's the size of the sensor. That you can't control the focus zone or the focus range very cleverly. So that is probably really the bottom line. Why you want to have a full frame camera is to control depth of field to make it very shallow. And that's a lot of movie makers also have been using the full frame sensor cameras, cameras like the Canon 5D Mark III and those that shoot video as well as stills, because that large sensor gives them control over just the thing that's important is in focus. Things in front of it are blurry. Things behind it are blurry. All right, and with that, I step down from my soapbox and give you Rhonda Spencer.
So which do you rather use, Jay? The crop sensor or the full frame?
Well, it depends. It depends. When I need that shallow depth of field like that, of course you can get that with telephoto lenses somewhat too. The bigger the telephoto lens, the more control of depth of field you generally have. But for people, head and shoulders portraits or family portraits in that distance range, the full frame sensor is king. Mm-hmm. That's going to be the easiest to get that kind of effect with. Fashion photography or anything where shallow depth of field is important. But if you're going to go do wildlife pictures, I like my Sony A6300 with a 75-300 zoom lens on it. It's lighter, it's smaller, and the crop sensor lets my lenses reach farther for critters that are farther away. So it just depends. Not that you can't do both with either cameras, but
I like it so that it's selective on being able to, like if you've got a squirrel or whatever, that you have that nice blurry background so that you only look at the squirrel. So.
All right, Rhonda, have you got your software installed yet?
It is, but I'm not going to talk about it yet.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That's fine.
So
we've got all day.
Hey, have you looked into any of this new G technology? Have you
G technology?
Yes.
It doesn't sound familiar, so I just have to give you a no on that.
They're talking about, this is new hard drives, that they're huge with this new G technology. Transfer rate is quicker.
Are these solid state drives or something different?
Let's see.
Oh, I stumped her already, just right out of the barrel.
Hush. Now cut that out. But I was looking that 120 terabyte.
Oh, they must be
hard
solid
drive.
state.
It's like, wow.
120 terabytes is, how much was that? 32,000?
Oh, yeah.
32,999. $995.95. Oh, good. Well, at least it's not $33,000.
It's like, wow, wow, wow. But you can get down to, okay, these are the G speed that'd be more within your home type use.
So these are for ultimate hard disk transfer speeds.
Yes. Super
the heck
fast.
with the prices. We don't care what it costs. We need the ultimate fast. Okay, these are not going to be for me, Rhonda.
Not yet. Well, you figure G technology, it's new. It will come down.
Is that short for Gee Whiz?
Could be. Could be like, oh my gosh, Gee Whiz.
Gee Whiz, look at the price.
Uh-huh. But this is new technology, the newest of the new coming out.
Yeah.
So
these are actually USB 3s or Thunderbolt connected. Well, that one is anyway.
Yes. But these up here, these are still.
So this is Rhonda's looking at g-technology.com is the company if you want to find out.
And Western Digital is actually putting out some new G technology hard drives now too. So this is the new up and coming of the speedy hard drives.
Well, why don't you find out more about that, Rhonda, and write a report.
All right.
And bring it back to us. And tell us what exactly is entailed. Until the price drops a little bit, probably nobody's going to care.
Well, that's
very few people are going to care.
Yeah.
But it will. That's electronics. The price does drop.
It will drop without a doubt.
Okay. So have you ever heard of the exposure triangle?
Yes.
And what does the exposure triangle mean to you?
Usually it means bunk. Sorry. Well, it means that it's confusing for most people to figure out that ISO controls shutter speed, controls, it's that whole triangle of when you shift one, it shifts everything.
Right, except it doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which brings me to this article from petapixel.com. And this article very clearly says, the exposure triangle sucks. And here's why. This is like, well, I'm glad somebody had the courage to finally say it.
Why didn't you hear me? That's why I said, what does it mean to you? It means bunk.
Yeah, I heard you. And you're right, at least as far as the official Cool Photo Tools stance on the exposure triangle. And, and really, if we think about this, they're trying to make this. There's some kind of hard things to wrap your head around in photography initially. And so they're trying to make it easier to understand. But in doing so, they have tried to relate things here by using a triangle that really aren't related enough to say that.
Yeah.
It's like your ISO, your aperture, and your shutter, they're all important to achieving a correctly exposed image. But they don't relate to each other in a way that you would think of connecting them using a triangle, particularly.
Yes. And it's just enough just to mess with people's minds.
Yeah, so I'm going to link to this article, and you can take the time and read it if you don't already know. But we've probably got to figure out a better way to teach up-and-coming photographers how to do this, because this is not good. This doesn't. It kind of falls apart. It makes you look silly. After somebody does understand it, you're like, triangle's probably not the best way to explain that. So here, in this article, they've where's the author's name on this? I'll put it in the show notes. He says maybe the exposure tricycle would be a better.
I like it.
But even that, if you look at this, that doesn't quite work either. And probably we should just stop trying to relate things that don't really relate exactly together. They don't.
Yeah, quit it.
You can't. If you move one, the other doesn't move. Well, shutter speed and aperture do, but
I'm telling you, quit it.
Yeah, it's not that simple. There's some other ideas. The exposure balance scale. None of these are easier to wrap your head around, right? So
yeah.
Okay, this is Matthew Miller was the author of this, and good job, Matthew.
Yeah, good job, Matthew. Good job.
All
okay,
right,
I'm ready with the software.
Oh.
And this I happened to run across, and I was very, very impressed with this. It's $49.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a good price. And it does 3 different things. It either does what they call refocus, it does tilt shift, or it does iris blur. I really like the refocus on this. Okay, so the picture I have currently up
It's an American kestrel.
Is American kestrel. And it's a little on the soft side.
That's a bird, y'all.
Yeah, it's a little on the soft side. So within this program, what you do is you bring in your image, and it's pretty simple used. There's the image. It gives you automatically this little square that's you can move around. You have the sliders that you can move for your sharpness level, your detail, your blurring. Okay, so from here, and this is the after, this is what I was pretty impressed with, is that it does this without bringing up a lot of noise.
Okay, so we're looking at this picture you got of a bird.
Yes. So there's
sitting
original.
Against an out of focus background, but you want to make it even more out of focus? Is that what this is doing?
No. This is for sharpening like of the bird. It removes noise.
This is Akvis, AKVIS, refocus, version 6.
Yes. So you can adjust your sharpening level. See?
Okay, so this is a sharpening tool.
It is a sharpening tool. It's a great sharpening tool because it sharpens without giving you a bunch of extra noise.
So this is $50 on its own,
yes.
just for the resharpening tool?
And it will be as a standalone, or you can actually use it in Photoshop too as a plugin. Comes both ways.
Okay.
But can you see?
Well, I can see, but the people listening to us on audio only.
Oh, sorry.
Can't
People
see.
on audio can't see. Well, what this has done, you have before and an after that you can click onto. The before gives you the before with a little square so that you can see what your sharpening is going to look like.
A little preview. And your after will bring you over. Like I said, the best part of this program is that it doesn't tend to over sharpen. It doesn't give you a lot of extra noise. Yeah,
and it doesn't give you haloing. And it's fast and easy.
So you think this compares more favorably than, say, Lightroom or Photoshop sharpening tools?
Yep, I do.
Even the free Google Nik filters?
I really do.
Okay.
I was very impressed with this because, like I said, it does not give you a lot of excess noise in the images. And that's the most, and the problem is that most people, when they sharpen, they over sharpen, you end up with these funky little halos.
Well, that's true.
You know.
Yeah, that's kind of the beginner's thing to do is to overdo the sharpening tool where it looks crunchy or it becomes an effect rather than actually looking just sharper. It's like, what are those little white glowing things?
Well, see, look at this. There is before and after. Watch his hairs on the top of his head or his feathers on the top of his head. I thought this was pretty good, and especially for the price.
Okay. $50. These people have a bunch of plug-in things that they do. Akvis has all kinds of things.
This was the first time I'd ever heard of this company.
Yeah, I think they've got a lot of software type products. Okay, moving ahead here. Fujifilm, which is the name of the company that, I think they still make film, but they also make digital cameras. Lots of digital cameras. They have a new store. They opened their first U.S. retail store.
Really?
And this is coming to us from Yahoo, yahoo.com. And basically, this is kind of, there's not a lot to say about this except that if you are in the New York City area, in the Flatiron District, it's called the Wonder Photo Shop. And they only sell Fuji stuff, and they're really not interested in really selling it because they're not going to make you a deal. But it's kind of a show place. There's a lot of companies that do this, where they show off. They put it up like a retail store, and then it's to showcase their stuff. It's a promotional kind of thing. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Sony does this. Sony has some stores, around. But this is the first one for Fuji's going to try it. So I think Fuji makes some really quality cameras.
I used to have a great Fuji film.
They're kind of overshadowed by the big gorillas, the Nikons and the Canons. They're definitely number 4, number 5. I think Pentax is even a bigger seller than they are. So they have a harder row to hoe to speak of. So they have to do this. Okay,
it was actually my Fuji S7000 was my first bridge camera.
Yeah,
and I loved it.
Yeah, I've owned Fuji cameras in the past. They've been very good.
Okay.
All right.
So how do you say that? Wolfie Pack?
WOLFFEPACK. It's probably just Wolf Pack, just with the E and the extra F being silent.
How do you make an extra E and F silent?
In English, anything is possible.
All right. I like.
And this is on Kickstarter.
It is a Kickstarter. It's the ultimate camera backpack and access. Check this out. I took it to this point so that you can see what this baby actually kind of does. I don't know.
This is a camera backpack,
yes,
right?
So with a flip of a little thing on the front here, you pull the little, and all of a sudden it releases your backpack to where you can bring it around, zip it, get your camera out, take your pictures, and then you're going to load it back. Yeah. And then all you do is just pull the little lever and it'll put it back on your back again. One-handed opening.
Well, to me it looked like when he pulled that lever the first time.
Yep, watch.
I thought that was going to hit the ground. It dropped from his back below his butt.
Yeah. Well, especially if you're short, might be not good, huh? Hopefully.
How come they're not showing him putting that?
I'm waiting. Yeah.
Bringing it back up.
I'm sure I've seen where they pull it back up though, where they just zip and go back up.
But your backpacks are heavy. Like you've got 70 or 80 pounds of stuff in there.
I have probably at least 40.
If there's a pull cord on that to bring that back up, aren't you going to have a huge amount of strength?
Yeah. You need, well, yeah, look how much stuff that they're putting in there. Yeah, it's like, yes.
I know. They want to show you how much stuff it holds.
Right.
But then, then trying to pick the dang thing up, it's like, come on, I'm not putting that in that backpack. Oh, sure, put a thermos of coffee in there.
And there you go, there goes.
A couple of laptops.
Yeah. 5
or 6 lenses.
Everything
bottle of tequila. Strap your tripod on it. I don't know. How much is this going to cost?
What are they saying that it is? Hold on.
And just about got that backpack caught in that revolving door, too.
I know.
That's smack your camera. And revolving doors are dangerous with backpacks. Actually, people that walk around airports with backpacks, they don't realize how far that sticks out, and they turn sideways and knock 2 people over.
There they show him flipping it around. I want to show it going back on his back.
You can't. It's too heavy.
No, they did.
Oh,
See,
okay.
there you go. I know.
There's nothing in that. That was easy. He's just pulling the strap and boink, right back up there.
Oh, he had a camera in it. That's probably all.
It's
Zip,
a
right
replica
back.
of a camera, paper camera. So how much are these?
What are they saying?
35 pounds?
Right here. No, it's right here. $46
Okay.
US dollars.
Well, that's not that bad,
No.
money wise.
No.
Okay, that's on Kickstarter. We'll link to all this stuff. Is it going to go? Have they got that far yet?
Let me look. See how far they have gotten.
Oh yeah, it's going.
Yeah, they're
Okay,
going.
so you might get it.
Yeah, they're actually going. I just thought it's interesting. I can just see me like doing this zip off, and with the weight of my bag, I fall forward. My backpack is what keeps me standing upright. Carry a heavy camera in front, a backpack behind, keeps you upright.
Yeah,
Good
I'm of
posture.
the opinion you should only take with you what you need, and don't take everything you own.
I always need all that stuff. When I start out, I start out my day. I'm going to take a long lens. I'm going to take a wide angle lens, and I'm going to take a macro lens, and I'm going to take a flash. And I need batteries, and then usually another card and my camera. And the reason being, if I go out, I'm going to go shoot birds, and there aren't any, then I go to shooting macro, and if I don't find anything that's a macro, then I go to wide angle because you always have landscapes. So that way it's never a dull day, and you always come home with something. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay, fine.
Okay,
well, you know
fine.
what time it is.
Yeah, it's time for me to quit talking.
Time for both of us to quit talking.
Okay. All right.
And push the stop button on your iPod.
And they're going, stop.
Oh, they've already pushed it 30 minutes ago.
Stop.
All right, everybody.
All right.
Email us, check in on coolphototools.com.
And where else can you go on a Monday morning and have this much fun? Just saying.
Well, you can actually, you could listen to it anytime. It's
Okay.
pre-recorded.
Yeah,
Also,
that's true.
don't forget to check our YouTube channel. We have the exact same podcast that you can watch, and then you can see Rhonda punching her microphone and
Or making goofy faces.
downloading Solitaire and
That's right, playing
Frozen
back in the
Free
back.
Fall on her computer while we're supposed to be talking about photography.
Yes. So anyway, have a good week, everybody.
All right, next week.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Cool Photo Tools podcast. Sign up for our mailing list at coolphototools.com. Got a question? Send an email or MP3 audio file to info@coolphototools.com. Thanks for listening.